smut muffins and romance connoisseurs. Welcome back to Beth Snotty Reads. I feel like it's been a while since I've had an opportunity to get in front of you guys. The flu hit the Lamontagne household something fierce, and we've been down and out for about 6 weeks. We still have this annoying cough, so you may hear me coughing or clearing my throat throughout this, so I want to apologize in advance. Today, I'm going to tell you about Aurelia Jane and Carpenter's Beneath the Cursed Veil. Carpenter and Aurelia Jane are the hilarious team behind several best-selling books. They pride themselves in being absolute weirdos, spending hours on the phone coming up with detailed worlds and laughing about crazy ideas for torturing their characters. While they believe they each have the personality of a rabid badger, people still seem to like them okay. They share a love of coffee, snarky t-shirts, and tacos. Best friends and work wives. Kel lives in Maryland while Aurelia lives in Texas, but they try to see each other as much as possible. I like their friendship. I think it sounds fun. So today I will be telling you about Beneath the Cursed Veil, which is a romantasy. It has fae, halflings, leprechauns, magic, and curses. It's book 1 in the Fated Season duology, and both books are available. So a little bit about the book. So the main female character is Meera. She is a halfling fae, or she's a halfling, which is half fae, half human. She does have magic. She has the ability to manipulate people, so she can tell them what she wants them to do, and they will do it. Her parents were killed as a child, and she was adopted into a family of red cap fae, which is... They're redheaded, so just like their hair, they're fiery and they're master fighters. So the whole family is a fighter except for Meera. She's a lover, not a hater. She is best friends with her adopted sister Sadie, and she owns a struggling antique shop specializing in magical artifacts. Her magic is a unique. Also, in addition to her first one, she has this ability to track items. She just has to think about it, and somehow it comes up and shows her where it's at. So that's something that she uses to procure items for people for the right price. Has had the same recurring dream for years featuring the same male. And while it's the same guy in every dream, she doesn't really even know what he looks like because she never gets to see his face. Vareck, also known as King Vareck of Faire, he's a dark fae. His magic is manipulation of shadows and darkness. His mother and sister were fury fae. His father, King Diamos the Crazy, killed all the fury fae to include his mom and sister. I mean, what an a-hole, right? As we go through the story, we learn he's more than just dark fae. He also is dreaming about a woman. He has been for years. Their dreams, I'll tell you, are both very erotic. They are very physical in their dreams. And while they've never met, they think about each other often. He has unsuccessfully been looking for her for years. And despite searching the land, he's never been able to find her. He's beginning to believe that maybe she's not even real and just a figment of his imagination. Yes, honey. New thing, guys. Greg's going to pop in when he feels he has something to add.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the difference between a light fae and a dark fae?
They're magic for one. They're
Is
just
it like...
Well, not all dark fae is bad, but they can do bad.
Good.
Yeah, kind of. But not all dark fae is bad and all light fae is good. It's just how they use their magic,
So
but they
to
have
the
different magics.
Crew out there is listening in.
Yes.
I'm going to start getting in, listening and reading. Well, whatever. I've been listening to all these. But I want to know some more about
Yeah, he always has
fae.
questions
I
after the
always have
show.
questions. I'm like,
So I'm like, let's just have you start asking him.
So
So
I'll be
that's
back.
Greg, by the way. Let's see. His kingdom suffers an endless winter due to a curse placed by his father. Like I said, they called him the Mad King Demos. And so when the story opens up, we have Meera meeting Lou, who is a tricky leprechaun. She has procured an item for him, and she is meeting him to trade the item for money. Lou is basically a middleman to powerful people. So if people want something that's hard to find, they go to Lou, and Lou often goes to Meera to procure it. They pay him to get what they need, and then he gives a portion of that to Meera. He has another item he would like her to get with a huge payout, and she struggles with this because she says she's not going to work for Lou anymore after this last item procurement because it's just really hard, doesn't make her feel good. But When he tells her that he will give her $100,000, she kind of starts to say, how can I not? Because this will set her for the next couple years. It'll allow her to pay off her store. She won't be struggling anymore. The problem that happens, though, is the item is unknown until she accepts the request and breaks the seal on the request. And once that happens, she cannot back out of the deal. If she tries to slow down, the magic with the deal drives her to hurry up and get it. If she tries to tell somebody about the deal because she feels bad or she needs help, it makes her mute. So once she takes this deal, she's really locked in. After accepting the work, she discovers it isn't a what, but a who. Goodness gracious. Someone wants her to kidnap and deliver Prince Damon of Faire, which is Vareck's nephew. She knows the annual masquerade ball that King Vareck is throwing is the day after, so she decides that's going to be her best opportunity to get to the prince. What she does is once she gets there, she introduces herself to the prince, and she uses her persuasion to get him to think she likes him and takes him outside and basically kidnaps him. She takes him, delivers him to Lou. The problem is, sorry. Well, at the ball, she drew the attention of King Vareck, or Vareck as I'm just going to call him now, because he sees her and he realizes it's the woman of his dreams. And so he has to stop her and talk to her. But when he stops her, she realizes he's the guy from her dreams, even though she's never seen his voice. His face, she knows his voice, and she realizes, shit, this is him, and I'm kidnapping his nephew. So she also uses persuasion on him to get away. However, he does follow her back to Earthrealm. He gets her, he basically locks her magic up so she can't use her persuasion on anybody. He brings her back to Faire, and the adventure and the romance begin. You guys, this is a fun story. There is a snarky, familiar cat who thinks he's a god. There is a fun fairy dust scene that's hotter than Hades. Yes. You guys have to see it. It's hilarious. He's raising his hand like he's in 3rd grade.
Yeah, well, I got to make sure you know I'm back here.
You could just speak up.
I know. The fairy dust thing.
Yes. It's glitter. No, I know.
How do we? It's just glitter. Is it just glitter? Can we get some?
It's magic glitter.
It's just.
So basically,
you go to like the Halloween store.
You can go to Michael's. No, I'm kidding. So basically, the scene is it's in a brothel. Oh. And the madam uses it on her workers so that they want to have sex.
Fairies banging everywhere.
Yes. And so there's an incident where it ends up going everywhere and she gets covered in it, but she's never experienced it before. So it's really, that girl gets a little horny. So it's kind of a fun scene to watch him work with her until he can get her alone.
I have to ask one question before we get into your reviews. Does it get... And I don't want to give up your ratings. I'm not going to give up your ratings. Does it get all crazy like your other ones where they get in? Well,
stay put. You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
All right.
So I'm going to read a couple excerpts from the book. So this first one is about Meera's dream, or dreams, I should say, of the man she sees every night. She says, I couldn't remember my dreams ever. Except him. I don't know how long I've been dreaming of him at this point. Years, maybe? His features changed. Sometimes his teeth were blunt. Other times he had fangs. He has tipped ears marking him as Fae, but the way his nails shift into claws suggests he's something more. Maybe lichen? I didn't know. He was faceless, making it impossible to determine, but his voice was always the same. I'd never heard it before in my life. Of that, I was certain. I was entirely certain. So you begin to see kind of these dreams and how they start to impact her. So this next one is Meera and Vareck in a precarious situation is the one I just spoke about in the brothel. And this is from Vareck. He says, I dropped the man I'd been choking and he slumped to the floor with a thud. A low guttural snarl ripped from my chest before I could stop it. The noise startled everyone in the room, but everything around me felt like a blur. Grabbing the man's wrist, I twisted it sharply. His fingers opened as the bones fractured beneath my strength. Fae were strong, Dark Fae even more so. But Fury, he never stood a chance. I wrenched his hand away from Meera, slamming it down on the table near us. I stared into his eyes and growled, don't fucking touch her. Yeah, it's kind of hot. So
protecting the sister.
No,
He's
that's
not the
his.
sister?
That's the love
Damn it.
interest
See, that's why the problem with these books.
or your brain.
There's so many different names.
There are.
Anyway, I'll be back.
Okay, so let's get through some reviews. All right. So this is from Gwendolyn Brophy. She says, interesting start to a new series. She says, good start to a series. I love how the FMC is like, I'm sorry, what? While the MMC is, I'm all in. Although the tone overall is sort of easygoing, there's a hint of some darkness, particularly in the MMC background. I'm curious to see how, if, when this is dealt with. There's also the mystery of the FMC, given that she has adopted and her parents are unknown. Really great world building. Love the magic system. Some pretty nice spice towards the end. Interested to see where this goes. Next, we have LD Nash, who is an author herself. She says, highly recommend this series. This was such a great read. The world building was fantastic, and the slow burn, fated mate, was impeccable. I love the humor and the journey Meera and Vareck went on with Chef's Kiss. I love the witty banter and the sizzling tension. And don't get me started on Corvo, Vareck's familiar. He's such a butt, but I love him. I highly recommend this series. And the last one is from Crystal Guzman. She says, sizzling chemistry. This was such a good romantasy. It had magic, mystery, forced proximity, fated mates, and the authors did an amazing job at creating its world. Meera and Vareck had sizzling chemistry. I loved the entire plot and the meet cute. It was hilarious how after years of searching, they actually finally met. All right. So my rating. So overall, I give this story a 4. It's a super easy read. I finished it in a day. I did not want to put it down. It was just fun. It kept me wondering where the story was going to go. I just had to keep going. So the Meera and Vareck dynamic is fun. He's got a lot of toucher and vibes, so that's kind of cool to see. There's a snarky, familiar cat named Vareck, like I said, that thinks he's a god and treats everybody like he's a god. Then you have the curse and the mystery of the veil. The slow burn romance between Meera and Vareck is fun to watch roll out. Also, you guys, it ends on a huge, huge cliffhanger with a ton of loose ends. So luckily for all of us, the second book is already out. My spice rating is 2 jalapenos or peppers, 2 peppers. I don't know, jalapenos. Okay. It's a slow burn. You know how those go, especially in a romantasy. It takes a long time. There's, that sexual tension from the very start, especially because they're having such erotic dreams of each other. But the storyline really focuses more on the plot, the magic, and the curse. So it definitely takes some time. There's a lot of witty banter back and forth and a lot of sexual tension. And they're definitely attracted to each other, but they don't trust each other. So it takes a while for them to get to that point where they're actually physical with each other. Once it gets there, it's really good. So if you haven't already checked out their social media, well, let me take a step back. If you have an opportunity, I would definitely say this is something you should run a read. It's fast. It's fun. If you don't have time right now, maybe put it on your TBR so that you don't forget about it. It just was a good time. So I highly recommend it. If you haven't already checked out their social media, you can find Aurelia Jane on Instagram and Facebook as Aurelia Jane, author Aurelia Jane. You can find Kel Carpenter on Instagram and Facebook as author Kel Carpenter, and on TikTok is Kel Carpenter, Kel Carpenter author. Go in, check them out, give them some follows and some likes. You can check it out. You can see what they have going on, what new releases are coming up, any events that they may have coming up, because some of you are lucky enough to live in big cities where they actually do events. So check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And lastly, if you have some time, check out The Bars Open with Beth and Greg. It's a show I do with the husband that you guys have now seen a little bit of. We get a little crazy, a little obnoxious, definitely inappropriate and silly, but we always have a damn good time. So if you have some time, check it out. Until next time, guys, I love you and I'll see you soon.